There's something magical about a K-drama that stays with you, not just for the plot, but for the way it made you feel. I've watched countless dramas over the years, but these 10 are special. Some I've rewatched more than 3 times, and every single one gave me something I still carry with me. I tend to lean toward the emotional and romantic ones, stories that linger long after the screen fades to black. So here are my top 10 favorite K-dramas, raw, real, and straight from my heart. 10.
도련님! 무더기유!
그놈이 나를 왜?
반한 건가? 이딴 얼굴에?
침상을 뜨겁게.
지는 도련님이 원하는 걸 들어줄 생각이 없슈.
Alchemy of Souls. I didn't expect to fall so hard for a fantasy drama, but Alchemy of Souls pulled me in with its magical world-building, deep lore, and tragic love story. The idea of souls shifting bodies was such a unique concept, but what really got me were the emotional layers. There were scenes I paused just to breathe. I'll admit, I cried more than once. 9.
라면 같이 안 먹을래요?
하여가 인간미라고 하는 새끼야. 대일령 같은 새끼야.
My Love from Another Star. This drama was everywhere when it came out, and I totally understand why. Cheon's song was iconic, bold, dramatic, and hilariously relatable. And Do Min-jun? Stoic, but hopelessly in love. The fried chicken and beer scenes, the time-freezing kisses. I've rewatched this more than I should probably admit. It's sci-fi, but it's the love story that kept me coming back. 8. Mouse. Not a romance, but one of the few thrillers I actually finished and couldn't stop thinking about. Mouse is dark, intense, and emotionally exhausting in the best way. The twists were shocking, and the character development had me hooked. I remember finishing episodes with my jaw on the floor. It's heavy, but so worth it. 7. My Liberation Notes. This one felt so personal. It's slow, yes, but in that quiet, soul-searching way that sneaks up on you. Every line felt like it was written from a diary. I related so much to the yearning, the stillness, and that desire for something more. It wasn't about grand romance. It was about real, raw liberation. 6. The Crown Clown. This drama was intense. The dual roles were brilliantly acted, and I found myself completely immersed in the palace intrigue. But it wasn't just the politics. It was the way the love story unfolded, full of tension and vulnerability. I still remember certain lines that gave me chills. Definitely one of the most emotional seijiks I've watched. 5. Karma. Karma is one of those hidden gems that not many talk about, but I'm glad I found it. It explored the consequences of our actions with such depth and sincerity. The pacing, the relationships, the moral complexity, it was refreshing and beautifully written. I love that it didn't try too hard, but left such an impression. 4. Faith. I still remember the excitement I felt watching this drama. A modern-day doctor and a warrior from the Goryeo era? The fantasy historical mix was everything. The chemistry was subtle but strong, and I really connected with their story. Plus, the OST is still on my playlist. It's one of those early K-dramas that made me fall in love with the genre. 3. Fated to Love You. This one hit different. It had all the classic tropes, an unexpected pregnancy, forced marriage, but the emotional delivery was what made it unforgettable. The male lead's character development was amazing, and the female lead's vulnerability made me cry so many times. I laughed, cried, and felt seen all at once. 2. Crash Course in Romance. This was such a warm surprise. I loved the mature love story, the slow build, and the way it tackled real-life struggles. The female lead was so grounded, and their chemistry felt genuine. It wasn't flashy. It was comforting, like a cozy blanket after a long day. I think I smiled through most episodes. 1. Coffee Prince. My forever favorite. I've watched this more than 5 times now, and I'll probably watch it 5 more. Yes, it's an oldie, but it still hits. The gender-bender storyline was ahead of its time, and the chemistry? Electric. The cafe setting, the emotional growth, the raw conversations, it felt real. No matter how many new dramas I watch, I always come back to Coffee Prince. It's home. That's my top 10. These aren't just dramas. They're memories, emotions, and comfort replays when life gets too loud. If you've watched any of these, let me know your favorite moment in the comments. And if you haven't, maybe one of these will become your favorite too.